Mannix has done a video response, so I respond to him. And he talks very fast in video, though. It's even faster than my double-speed video. He talks very fast. He must have sped up a little. But whatever. I'll play the video, Gary. Okay. I'll play the video.
So Do Not God made a video response to me in 2 parts, and he actually sped up the video in order to be able to put it in 2 parts, which I thought was interesting. The guy likes to ramble, and now I'm going to respond to you, Gary. You're that special. No one can verbally abuse me like you can. You've earned this video response. I disliked a lot of things.
Yeah, well, I didn't really want to earn it for that reason. But whatever. Look, whatever. I don't hate you. I just don't like you. It's not a big deal. And I'm glad you realize it's not a big deal.
He talked about in the video, but the one thing that stood out more than anything else was when you were talking about progressive taxes and welfare programs and how they level the playing field because not everyone in this country is born with the same opportunities, but those programs allowed for an even playing field so that everyone...
Yeah, that's not really what I said. I didn't say it even comes close to leveling the playing field or doing any of that stuff. I said basically, though, the first thing we've got to fix is creating a level playing field. Until we fix that, there's no point in doing this they earned it crap, because that's not the reality. So there's no point in saying they earned anything. And there's no point in saying any of that crap, and the other classes have every right to say, well, fuck it, since they didn't earn it, we can change the rules. And that's perfectly legitimate. There's no principle. There's no principle involved. I mean, really, you can't keep using the word like they earned it. It's just a stupid concept. But progressive taxation doesn't fix the problem. It's just that it's a tiny little price the rich should have to pay for their huge, preposterous advantage. I mean, it's a tiny price they're paying. Obviously, the rich are not getting poor. That is not fucking happening. They're getting richer. Asshole. You haven't figured that part out?
We can have the same opportunities so that people don't get fucked over. Well, here's the problem, Gary. You're implying that everybody has a fundamental right to an easy ride through life just because other people have an easy ride through life.
No, that's what didn't have anything to do. Did you really look at the name on the channel I put the video on? I mean, I know you, inmendham do not God, but the channel name was Fair Economics. I mean, the word fair, okay? I'm not about privilege. I'm not about giving everybody easy rides. What I'm saying is let workers get the money. The people who actually do productive fucking work. Let's give them the fucking goddamn money. I don't want to give it to the fucking loafers on either fucking end of the scale. I want to give it to the fucking people who do the fucking work. Not a bunch of fucking owners who inherit a means of production. Fuck that shit. Earn it.
You also imply that everyone has fundamental rights to the same opportunities that those that we perceive to be privileged are born with. Which I think is really fascinating, because people don't have those rights. You're pulling them...
I'm not saying same opportunity. I'm just saying that realistically, yeah, if you're going to have a game, and if you're going to measure results, it makes sense that you sit there and make some kind of standardized game, okay? You say the baseball bat can only be so big, this can only be so much, this can be only da-da-da-da. You can't use steroids. You make rules, and you say, yeah, you gotta obey the fucking rules. So there really ain't no fucking game here. It's a stupid game. It's stupid anyway when you do it civilized, but it's completely crazy when you do it without fucking civilizing rules. Name me the game that's better with no fucking rules.
Out of your fucking ass, Gary. In this country, you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have the right to live your life and to pursue your goals and...
Whatever. What, you're going to read out of the fucking Constitution? Why don't you go read out of the Declaration of Independence and say, yeah, we all have a right to, trumpets and, fiddle-faddle tea or something. I mean, come on. It's archaic old words. They don't mean anything, that bullshit, and you know it. Right to life. What the fuck is that? Nobody can guarantee you that right. So it's pointless drivel. What you have is a right to certain respect in a society. You have a right to not to have people fucking do onto you until you did onto them.
Visions and dreams, while having your liberties protected from those who would otherwise try to step on you and infringe on your rights. Those are your...
Yeah, and you have to know that money is power. That with money you can fuck with other people's lives. You can buy them out of their liberty. And especially in a system where there's no minimum of desperation you won't allow to be taken advantage of. Like I said, tomorrow, we could start replacing you guys with some, we go get some cheap Mexicans to go do our fighting for us. We don't pay you guys anymore, right? We just hire the war out to some kind of desperate population willing to do it cheaper than you.
Right, Scary, and it sucks for a lot of people. Because a lot of people are born with more opportunities in this country, and a lot of people are at a disadvantage.
Well, that's not a lot. See, again, you gotten it all fucking wrong. No, there's a huge, giant population, all right, that does the work and gets a little tiny bit of money. And then there's a tiny, tiny percentage of the people, 0.5%, okay, 0.05%, that get a gigantic piece of the goddamn pie.
One reason or another. But it's not the government's job to ensure that people have an easier ride through life. It's not the government's job to provide everyone with the same opportunities just because there are a few people on top who were born with those opportunities and didn't have to work that fucking hard for the things that they have. You have the right to pursue the things that you want.
Again, you can say blah, blah. It's not government's job. Well, no, it's government's job is to create civilization, and that's government's job, you dummy. Okay, I mean, you know, and your alternative proposal is the government should just not exist, and then we just do the anarchy thing and just let the kings run the world again, right? Let the empires run it. Let the Gettys and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and whoever else can acquire all the wealth, and then they can just exploit the motherfucking hell out of us with their monopolies. Thanks to you and your laissez-faire, sit on your ass and watch the world turn into shit policy.
While being protected from people stepping on your rights. That's it. Some people have to work harder for the things they have. And personally, I'd rather be one of those people because it makes me appreciate the things that I have more. There's some people who skip by through life without any real effort and they don't really have to try that hard. And it sucks because
yeah, well, either way, it doesn't have to be in either one of those. We don't have all these bad choices. We can choose the sensible thing. Let's create the fairness. We can do it. We can't undo every fucking unfairness that exists in the world. That's true. But we can fix most of them, or we can fix a lot of them, and we can certainly, if the ones right fucking in front of us that require almost no effort to fix, we can certainly fix those. And there's no point in putting your head up your ass and saying, no, I ain't gonna fix it. There's no point in fixing it because it's broken. It should be broken because that's the way it is. It's broken. That's stupid.
It's totally not fucking fair. But life's not fucking fair in that aspect. And you can try to level the playing field all you fucking want, but ultimately it's not going to make a fucking difference.
Right, exactly, right, yeah. Having rules about whether or not you can use an electronic nuclear-powered baseball bat in baseball, no, that doesn't change the game at all. I mean, come on. It's just bullshit. Of course it changes the fucking game.
People live privileged lives and skate right through life and have their colleges paid for by mommy and daddy who are wealthy, and some people bust their asses for years just to have the opportunity to be half as successful as those who were handed everything. Yeah, it's totally not fucking fair, but that's life, Gary. It's not fucking
Again, why wouldn't we apply every instrument we have at our access to make it fair? Okay, smallpox wasn't fair, and we did a nice job trying to eradicate it, because we said, that is an unfair little fucking microbe. It kills people for no good fucking reason, so let's go kill it instead. Or polio or something else. So we changed the fairness of balance. And we said, fuck that kind of shit. We don't need arbitrary assholes killing us off. We'll make our decisions and kill people for non-arbitrary reasons.
Fair. It's not the government's job to make that so. It's only the government's job to ensure that you are not having your rights infringed upon while you attempt to make something of yourself.
Well, again, rights really have to do. The biggest part of the game is the race. So there's no fucking point in talking about, well, let's all have a race and we're just going to make the cheat. We're just going to keep the cheat in the game. So let's all go down to the public square and we'll all let our kids go in the three-legged race, and we'll let some kids go halfway down the track and some kids go three-quarters down the track. But 85% of the kids will stay right there at the starting line. And you're all going to sit there and try to sell that to somebody? The only people you're going to sell that to are fucking morons.
It's life. It sucks. Get the fuck over it. You're perceiving Americans to have rights that they just don't fucking have. And you're not the only one, but I'm addressing you specifically because I like you, Gary. I really fucking do. Now I'm going to come up with another scenario that will hopefully explain to you how fucking stupid you sound to me. Let's say
Okay, and in my scenario to you, this is how stupid you sound to me. You're basically just saying, the thing's broken, don't fix it. It sounds really stupid like that. Like you have a problem, and you just say, well, let's not engineer a solution to the problem. Like there's people hitting too many home runs, right? Because the athletes have gotten healthier and taller and bigger, and so you don't think of something smart like, well, maybe we could just put the fences back another 10 feet. No, you don't do something logical like that. No, you just sit there and say, well, that's the way it is. No.
Hypothetically, I tell you that I think everyone has a fundamental right to be able to come on YouTube and make videos. Problem is, not everybody has the same opportunities and the same skills, yada yada yada. Take me, for instance. Hypothetically, I don't like coming onto YouTube when people like you are going to bully and harass me. Makes me not want to make...
Oh, come on. I'm going to bully and harass you. You're really going to make that kind of an argument? You're really going to make that kind of argument? I mean, did I get personal with you? I mean, come on. Realistically. I mean, that's kind of silly. And I mean, bullying somebody who's in the military too. I mean, that really is problematic. I mean, you can't understand how that's problematic for a human being, because you're a mercenary for what, is technically my fucking country, and I'm embarrassed by the military. I find it a huge embarrassment that our country is doing this bullshit around the fucking world. So I mean, yeah, I have a little problem with that.
Videos. Oh my god, wouldn't it be great if there was some kind of government entity or YouTube that would level the playing field and that would force people like you to accommodate people like me so that I could...
I'm not trespassing on your space. I'm not engineering a system that gives you some advantage, okay, that puts you on the front page, that gets you automatically more views, that does some kind of other thing. Me. I'm not engineering the system to